folks. It is Down Home with Tina. I'm your host, Tina Thompson. Thank you so much for joining me this week. I'm really blessed to get the opportunity to do what I do. There are so many great folks in the community that I get to hang out with, some new ones that I get to meet, and others that I have known for quite some time. And each and every time I like to think, have fun and laughter. And that is something I want to encourage for you to do, just to make that life of yours go by a lot better and a lot happier. And with that is my PQ this week, is surround yourself with happy and genuine people. All I control is myself, and for you, yourself, and just keep having a positive attitude. And I know that sometimes we have things that happen in our life that make that a little bit challenging, but if you just keep believing in your faith, keep in your trust, and you keep the right attitude, and if you're grateful, new doors are going to continue to open, and you will have more positive days to come along. Something I just think is a neat thing to do. My kids and I went on vacation about a year ago. We went on one this year as well, but I like to take a lot of pictures. So many of us have our cell phones in hand, and this is where this forces you to get some of those pictures printed. I know there are different things that you can go online and have albums made, but I also like to do something with my kids. So I went and got an album, and it was, if you play your cards right, or you pay attention, then you can actually get albums at 50% off when you watch for those sales. They also have little kits to make it super easy and fun. So not only you have these memories that you have made on vacation, you can also grab your kiddos and maybe go get some of the items, print the pictures that they want, and create your own little family album for that summer. Or you can also create their own little one. My daughter, something she likes to do with her friends, if she's got friends with her, then she likes to do her own little album, which we did. And we're making memories on vacation. We're also making memories by getting together and doing something that is somewhat inexpensive. So I have a little album that I put together here for one of my loved ones. And I just thought it would be neat. You can get pictures printed for so cheap. Force yourself to do it, you guys. Force yourself to do it, because if you don't, they're going to be stuck on your phone, and you're going to have 5,000 pictures on that phone, and what is that good for? Nothing at all. So I encourage you to do that. I have got a great show coming up. I've got Amy Carpenter, and I've also got Corey Schoonover from the Fairfield Area Humane Society, and our special guest. You're watching Down Home with Tina.
The Frank E. Smith Funeral Home and Crematory in Lancaster and the Johnson Smith Funeral Home in Baltimore have a long and wonderful history of serving our community. Feel free to give us a call at 740-653-0652. Stop in and see us at either of our two locations, 405 North Columbus Street in Lancaster or 207 South Main Street in Baltimore. Respect for tradition, regard for change.
Welcome back to Down Home with Tina. I have got Amy Carpenter with me. She is a gal who has got a nonprofit organization and doing some really cool things. And it all started with a puppy, didn't it, Amy?
Yes, it did.
Tell us a little bit about this foundation that you have and why.
Right. So it started with it was actually my sister's dog named Hank, and she brought him home. He was just a little puppy that fit in the palm of her hands, and then turned into a 106-pound Bull Mastiff Rottweiler. And everyone just fell in love with him. He was her dog, but he lived with my mom and dad on the farm, and I was his aunt. And he just brought us so much joy and love for so many years. And then in 2013, he was diagnosed with sarcoma.
Okay.
Which is a rare cancer of the connective tissue.
Is it rare in dogs altogether?
Actually, it's the most common in dogs.
Okay.
So dogs are the most affected by sarcoma, and the second most common is children.
Wow.
But it's a rare cancer of the connective tissue, and it can occur anywhere in your body, either in the soft tissue or in the bone, which is called osteosarcoma.
Do they have any idea of why this is happening in the dogs?
So they're actually doing a huge study out in Colorado at the Morris Animal Foundation, and they're trying to look. I think it's like a 10 to 12 year study, and they're trying to look at lots of things like what kind of food are the dogs eating, the genetics. You know what I mean? They're taking blood samples. They're checking the environments. So we don't really know for sure. Some people speculate dog food. Some people speculate genetics. I feel like in my heart for Hank it was genetics because he was a Rottweiler, and more certain dogs, the breeds are more prone than others. So like Rottweilers are more prone. Bernese Mountain Dogs are more prone. Golden Retrievers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And how did you all know that it was something that he was dealing with? Was he showing signs of pain? Were there tumors that you saw on Hank?
So again, it was hard for me because I didn't live with him. You know, he was my sister's dog and he lived with my parents. But there was one time, like it would have been around November 2012, that I stopped to walk with him. And I remember him lifting his leg to go to the bathroom and nothing came out. And I remember thinking, that's weird. But as we walked on, he did potty. So I didn't think too much about it. And I had just had him to the vet like in August for his wellness check, and they gave him a great wellness check.
Okay.
So I didn't think too much. And then in February 1st, he wouldn't eat his treats. And my mom actually made the appointment, which really scared me because, you know, she wasn't one to really be like, he needs to go to the doctor, you know, he's a dog. And so we took him in thinking he had like a bladder infection, and the doctor came out and said he had a grapefruit-sized sarcoma.
Oh my goodness! So you guys it wasn't something that was visible to the eye.
It wasn't visible, and only slight things like not eating his treats, you know, having trouble going to the bathroom.
Are there times when it is visible to the eye?
Oh,
for
yeah.
some of the dogs. Okay.
So so for some dogs, like, you know, it could be like maybe an outward lump on the body. A lot of times dogs that have osteosarcoma like in their bone, maybe their owner thinks they pulled like a muscle or something like an ACL tear or something, and they start limping and they think, oh, I just tore a muscle, the dog just tore a muscle, but that could actually be cancer of the bone.
Oh, wow.
So it's
which
really,
is a different kind of cancer than what
it's
this
still
one is.
sarcoma. It's just of the bone.
Okay.
And Hank's was of the soft tissue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I know, because I know that a lot of the different dog food companies and things like that, you'd mentioned dog food, they try to go the holistic approach.
Right.
But in some cases, like you said, it could be more of a genetic
Right.
kind of thing. And that you say that because I had a Yellow Lab Golden Retriever mix, and I had her for, I call it 10 short years, because I don't think 10 years is very long.
It's never enough.
It's right. Good point. Yeah,
Yeah.
good. Yeah, you're right. You're exactly right. But her litter mates also, and we fed them completely different food from my sisters and from what I did.
Yeah.
So that's where, but I mean, I know that that's what they do the studies and things
Right.
for. So with this study, what are they trying to do to figure out about what they can prevent for our dogs to not get something like
So
this?
since Golden Retrievers are the second most common breed to get it and the most common family dog, that's I think who they wanted to focus on. And I think what they're trying to find out by the end of the study is what specific things can we generalize? You know, is it
Okay.
the dog food? Is it more of a genetic, you know, predisposition? You know, what, you know, an answer to our questions.
Or
'Cause
what
right
can
now,
you do to prevent it from progressing, right?
Because right
Yeah.
now it's all kind of speculation, you know, and what we feel like's happening. And there are some studies out there, but I think they're just wanting to get more of an answer, you know, that it's this,
Correct.
you know,
Correct.
and this is
Yeah.
causing that, and we really can't say that.
And there's not a
100%
cure
right now.
correct? I mean, can it be removed and
So-
then come back?
So if you can get it early and you can get clear margins, your dog has more successful chance of surviving it. The problem
Okay.
with Hank's is it was in his pelvic canal, and so it was right by his urethra and his colon. So every time we went in for another surgery, they got as much as they could, but it was right by his urethra and colon. So they could never get clear margins. And so
yeah.
there would always be microscopic cells left behind, and then it would grow back again.
Another one is the snout, isn't it? That
Yeah, I've
the dogs
heard
is
of
more of a
that.
common.
Yeah,
I think I've heard. It may be a different form of, but
Right. Yeah, and I'm
Yeah.
not sure. I don't know too much about that, but I do know that I've heard of that. A lot of dogs getting that as well.
So, what are you trying to do
Mm-hmm.
to help with your cause, the Hank Cable Sarcoma Foundation.
Right.
What are you wanting to do in your mission with that?
So our mission is to raise money and awareness for canine cancer and sarcoma. And so we do a whole bunch of items, and we actually have a yard sale coming up, and it's September 20th and 21st. It's at my house, and it's just at my regular location, 1108 Coventry Circle, Lancaster. And it's the 20th and 21st, like I said, and all that money, we do a yard sale every month throughout the whole summer. And so it's our combination of all these yard sales, and we're finally at the very last one. And
Are you taking any items
yes.
from folks who have not done a yard sale and they go,
Right.
oh, hey,
I
I've got
want
a
to get rid of
box
some stuff.
Yeah.
We are. And so you can actually text me at 740-974-2811 if you'd like to get rid of some items. And since we're a nonprofit, we could give like a tax receipt to people. It's kind of like instead of taking it to Goodwill, you could take it to us, and it's the same type of cause for something good. So we have a whole garage full of stuff that collects over the summer through each yard sale what's left behind, but we always have new donations as well. Okay. And then the other neat thing that we're doing is a calendar, and it's with Fairfield Medical Center, and it's our 2020 calendar. And they have been wonderful helping us, prepare for this calendar. And Lisa Sells, she's their photographer, and she took all the lovely pictures that's in the calendar, and it's just so beautiful.
Who are the pictures of in this calendar?
So the pictures in the calendar of people that work at Fairfield Medical Center, and a lot of them are their therapy dog program.
Nice.
And I don't know if you know much about therapy dogs, and I don't know a whole lot, but just what I've heard is that they're so good to people in the hospital. And and I don't know the exact statistics, but they've been proven that if there's patients who are sick, have high blood pressure, stuff like that, just the dog coming into their room and just petting them calms them down and drops their blood pressure.
My dog calms me down. Well, I don't know. Sometimes she makes me jump up. She's a puppy. Yes. So she wants me to play a whole lot. So I don't know. She'll get to that.
Unless she wakes you up in the morning, I've heard.
Yeah, I want her to be a therapy dog, so I'm hoping she starts to calm down for everybody. But you are going to ask everybody to save the date for next year, because you do have a big event every year, don't you?
So we have a big race that we do every year at the Lancaster Fairgrounds. And this year we had it in July, and it was wonderful. We ended up raising, I tried to keep track for you, we raised $3,445 just at the race. So it was just wonderful between all the different runners and raffle baskets and stuff like that, donations. And next year our race is going to be on July 11th.
Okay.
Yeah.
So mark your
7-Eleven.
So, 7-Eleven.
7-Eleven on 2020.
Yeah. What has been your favorite thing about this and throughout all of it, Amy?
A couple things like honoring my Hank, because that's initially why I started the foundation, is I had to do something with my grief, and I was so sad, and I can't just sit around and do nothing. I feel like I have to be purposeful. And so that I guess would be my most favorite thing, is that I'm able to honor him, but affect several dogs and people, because our cause not only goes for canine cancers, we're spreading awareness for human cancer. It's knowledge, and knowledge is power, and that's what we put on our calendar every year, because if you have the knowledge, you can do something with that.
Do you have a website to let folks know?
So it's the HankCableSarcomaFoundation.com.
Perfect. You want to make a monetary donation, you want to save the date, you want to help out the yard sale, go to that. I'm so excited. I've got great guests coming up. Thank you so much,
Thank you so much, Tina, for having us.
Thank you. We'll be back. It's Down Home with Tina.
Hi, I'm Brandon. I'm a recovering addict. For 10 of the last 11 years, I've been struggling with addiction, homelessness, incarceration, and just loneliness. However, since getting clean this past year, I've accomplished more than I have in those 10 years combined. After attending outpatient counseling services, inpatient counseling services, living in a sober living house, and attending 12-step meetings, I've been able to regain control of my life and begin to achieve goals I've always dreamed of. Addiction can destroy lives in many ways. Whether you need help with childcare or financial assistance, everyone deserves a new beginning. Recovery supports are just that, supports for recovery. My life mattered. Your life matters too.
This message is brought to you by the Fairfield County Adam H. Board.
Welcome back to Down Home with Tina, and I've got a couple of really awesome guys who are part of Fairfield Area Humane Society. Corey Schoonover, he is the executive director, and one of the humane officers. Are you the only humane officer, Dave?
Yes, ma'am.
Dave Lamaskool. I know Corey goes out with you though. He kind of
yeah.
kind of trails along.
Only
or
on the
whatever.
super
Oh my
fun
goodness.
ones.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, super fun.
know if that's what-
Sarcasm is what that
Yes,
is.
yes,
yeah.
yeah.
Because your job is, of course, to do the best that you can to help save dogs, cats, and things like that, especially when they're having their worst part of their lives, is what, I would really like to call it that. And you want to make a difference. And that's what you do. But it's also just so hard for you. It makes it a job that is bittersweet because you're saving, but you very much dislike to have to be there in the first place, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So
It's a fine balance between saving an animal and slapping someone in the face.
I'm just
sorry.
saying,
We're all thinking it.
that recently Corey was out on a call that he was really not happy about. No, really, seriously, because it does to me. It takes common sense, but some folks really get their head over in what they thought they could do and what they actually could afford. Would you agree? Is that part of it? Part of
Yeah,
it.
I think Dave would agree that probably the big majority of those cases are exactly that. Like maybe the neighborhood cat lady was trying to do the right thing,
Good intentions.
and five
Yes.
turned to
well-intentioned.
50.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then those are the ones Dave likes to say, "Hey, Corey, you want to go on this cat one with me?" I don't know how many.
Yes,
So-
you're like, too bad you're going. Right, yeah.
Yeah,
I know there's
absolutely.
been a time where I've tried to reach out to you or something like that, and you're just kind of like, oh, it's just not one of those good days for us over
Mm-hmm.
at Fairfield Area Humane Society. Corey, what have you guys got been going on over there recently?
Big stuff. I just recently got the official building plans for our next expansion. So I think most people are like, wait, you're adding on again? But yes. This
It's
is-
been, what, 9 years?
Yeah,
Okay.
9 years.
And how much have you done in that 9 years since you've been there as part of executive director?
I think 75% of it has been construction. But, well, you have dog park, the quarantine building, the new vet clinic with the grooming and boarding facility, and then now we're going to add on to the front to make an actual lobby with where you can fit more than 5 people at a time.
Nice.
So then we'll have 3 adoption rooms. I mean, it's going to be a big deal. I'm excited.
All the while, all of this happening, you are continuing to increase your adoptions, correct? It's not taken away from that at all.
No, absolutely. We've gone from 350 a year to over 1,000, and I gotta I gotta give credit to Dave and the rest of the staff, because yes, Dave is the humane officer for the county, but he's also our main dog kennel guy and our dog trainer.
yes.
So I mean he
Okay.
starts with the disgusting right off the rip in the morning.
Yeah.
Gets everyone clean and fed, and then everyone hands him his list of calls that he's got to drive all over the county and take care of. So
If you ever get a chance to go in there and watch Dave interact with those dogs, it is really a cool thing. It really is, because he just walks in the room, he's like, hey! And it's like they all stop barking. And I'm kind of like, how does he do that?
he's
I
got
mean,
that whistle that we've all said, okay, we just need to record that, so when he's not here, we can just
That's
play
what it is?
Because
It's a whistle?
yeah, can you do it?
Oh, and they
And
stop?
it's
Yep, they all
It's-
know.
it's sir, yes sir. They sit down and they look over at me and they just wait.
Yep.
So
I think that's pretty
So
cool.
you know, we'll have a bunch of people up front, and all the dogs are carrying on, and there's customers up front, and then out of the blue you hear this whistle, and then everybody stops, and then everybody looks around like, what's happening? But we've discussed it multiple times, like we need to record it on a loop. So on Thursdays, it's Dave's day off. Like we just need to be able to push the button. But it's like they all know he's not there, so we're gonna make everyone else suffer.
Oh, when
Like,
I
You
Dad's
know?
away, we're
yeah,
going to
when
make
I
noise.
show up sometimes on Thursdays and I walk in there and they go, oh,
Yeah, and
We're in
it's just the
Dad's
the
back.
whistle. It's
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 fun.
fantastic. So
No, I think it's great. And you always have new ones coming in, so
yeah, absolutely.
that means that
We're probably Well, we usually have 40 to 60 dogs at a time, and another 40 to 60 cats at a time.
So are you full always with the dogs and cats?
Yeah, and and they're really good with. Dave doesn't like to have an empty kennel. So a few weeks back, we went on an adoption spree, if you will, and we had probably
Why not?
what do we have? 8 empty kennels up front.
Yeah.
Of our 16.
We did.
And they don't. That's an opportunity for them to kind of relax a little. But between him and Jen, our shelter manager, they're like, hey, we need some dogs. So that gives us the opportunity to help a few of our other outlying counties that we partner with.
That is, I think, just awesome,
Yeah.
too. Because, I mean, if you're successful with what you're doing, why not bring others in to get their dogs adopted out? And
Absolutely.
especially if there is a kill shelter that you can save those dogs as well. Corey, anybody that wants to adopt a cat or dog, what exactly comes with that animal?
So we have everybody spayed or neutered, vaccinated. The dogs are microchipped. They all get their deworming and they're free of fleas. So it's really everything in one cute little bow,
Okay.
and you don't have to worry about that. So think of grabbing a cat off the street. We all have those nightmares, and what that's going to cost you. But you can come in and get and adopt a cat with everything done for $80 or a dog for $160. So it's not only are you part of the feel good story, you're getting a heck of a deal too.
And you also have now a clinic available to folks in the community for those dogs or cats they adopt from the Humane Society, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So, and we're not just about finding animals homes that need them. We're about keeping animals in their current homes. And when you're talking about our low-cost services, our vet clinic, our grooming and boarding, I mean, one-stop shop. It's like the animal Walmart, if
Yes.
you will.
Yes.
Walmart's a one-stop shop, right?
Fairhumane.org. I think so.
I
I think you're right.
You get
Yeah,
your oil
that's a
change
great
at Walmart while you
you're
grocery
right, you
shop. It's a
can.
one-stop shop.
They just
sorry.
don't have I think tanning and bowling and no, that's I'm just kidding.
Yeah, and Walmart, I'm here all day, so hit
I
me
know
up.
you have to. Fairhumane.org if you're looking to adopt.
Yep.
Corey, that is awesome stuff. They've always got new animals. So if there's a smaller dog or a larger dog, you kind of are thinking, and if you think, just still stop in because you may fall in love with another one that you didn't expect to. But Dave doesn't know why I asked him to come along today. And he's like, what? So I've been a little sneaky about it. So I do where I highlight veterans. And folks don't know, a lot of you probably, that he is a veteran. Yeah, what branch of the military, Dave?
Air Force.
Yeah, how many years?
20 years.
So retired.
Yes, ma'am.
Retired out of the Air Force. And we get so lucky to have him as our humane officer. So when you see Dave out and about, shake his hand for what he does for the Fairfield Area Humane Society, but also thank him so much for his time and serving our military for all those years. So what was your favorite thing about when you were in the Air Force, Dave?
Germany, I think, was the best.
Yeah?
I like that the best.
What was it about it?
was-
Was it the German
it was
beer?
just-
Just kidding. Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
the German beer, the German food, the
Yeah.
German people were great. Italy, the food was great. The people were great too. I'm just not as much of a wine person.
No. Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
in Italy.
yeah.
Is that why Germany won over?
Yeah, I did
Italy?
a couple years in Germany, a few years in Italy. Traveled all over Southwest Asia, but
Yeah.
yeah.
So
it
I
was fun.
highlight veterans and different first responders and folks. So Dave, we want to commend you and thank you for your time that you have served. So Walker Shoe Center, they give a wonderful certificate for a $30 value that you can go over and buy something, put them towards a pair of shoes or whatever for that. So that's from
Thank
them
you.
as well as Down Home with Tina and Ale House 1890, a $20 certificate for you to enjoy.
Some German beer.
Some German beer if they have that. Sure, why not? I don't know what
They
all
have
the
something
craft
that's gonna
beers
be
fall
good.
under different titles and things like that.
Thank you.
But fairhumane.org, thank you so much for what you do, folks.
you.
You can always, make sure you thank Dave while he's out there in his. Do you always wear the bright orange?
Always orange.
I thought you did
Yep.
because I see you in it on a regular basis. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook, Down Home with Tina, and I'm going to be back in just a few minutes because Dave's going to stick around and we're going to play a game. Two veterans playing a game. No, I wasn't 20 years, but we'll be back. Down Home with Tina.
At Dagger Law, we have more than 110 years of combined expertise in nearly every part of law.
What I think sets us apart from any other law firm is our ability to work together.
With us, you're getting a trusted partner, in addition to a team who can help you with a growing business, changing family, planning your future, or dealing with land issues.
It's a challenge every day, and you meet an awful lot of nice people.
Your case matters. We'll take the time and the energy to ensure that you have a quality experience, quality representation.
Whatever you need, we have a lawyer who can help. Dagger Law. Local, trusted, experienced.
Welcome back to Down Home with Tina. I am Tina Thompson, your host, and Dave Lamascula is with me. He is worker over at Fairfield Area Humane Society. He is the humane officer, and bless him for what he does. But prior to that, he spent 20 years in the United States Air Force, so that is something great, and I'm so glad to get the opportunity to even know Dave. I know Dave, they have over there at the Fairfield Area Humane Society different volunteers in a volunteer program, and my daughter, she's just like, I hope Dave's there today, or Mom, can we go and stop by to see Dave? And I'm like, well, if it's after 3 on certain days, I know you guys are closed and stuff, so but yeah, it's hilarious. So even when I stop in, I'm like, so I don't get to see you near as often, but it is because you're out doing other things as well. But we have got a game that Dave has agreed to play. What were your words when you said, is that a mouth spreader?
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Is that a mouth spreader? So yes. So I'm going to, in order for him to earn his treat, his brownie, I made homemade brownies this time. I usually make homemade cookies or something. So I switched it up because my daughter was like, Mom, you're always making cookies. I said, okay, I'll make brownies this time. So I've made homemade brownies, and I am going to put this mouth spreader in my mouth, and Dave's going to try to guess the phrase. And I'm telling my guests that do this. See, the other ones get to walk out. Corey had to go because he had an appointment. He had to be somewhere. But he got his brownie for nothing. Dave's like, thanks. I'm the veteran. I'm the one that's supposed to get it for free. All righty, here we go. All right. Don't look at my card. Dave can't even look at it. Are you listening? Josh? Your platinum mustache.
Brush your platinum mustache.
Holy Moses!
Was it really?
How did you do?
I can't.
Really, right? Who does that? Newspapers melt when wet.
Newspapers melt when wet?
How?
Really?
I had his name. Dave. Pictures framed with fish frames.
One more time?
Pictures framed with fish frames.
Pictures framed with fish frames?
Almost. Wrong.
Fish bones?
I give
it
up.
bones?
I give up.
Was it bones?
I give up.
Was it really?
Yes. Pictures framed with fish bones. Who does that, Dave? Oh my gosh.
Apparently, I spend too much time watching YouTube.
I want to thank you so much.
I'm going to have to play this for my 8-year-old because he's going to die that I got him right.
I'll send a mouthpiece home with you and a couple of cards just for you, so that way if you want to go buy the game, you guys can buy the game. It is Down Home with Tina. It is all about having a good time and just sitting back, relaxing, making memories and things like that. Fairhumane.org if you do want to adopt a dog or a cat. Every now and again they might have a rabbit or something, but it's not always.
Sometimes snakes.
Oh, snakes too. Oh, yeah, I'll leave that for y'all to adopt. Not so friendly with snakes on my behalf. No, thank you on my end. Anyways, folks, Down Home with Tina, you can watch it Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, 10 a.m., 4 p.m., and 7 p.m. Also, YouTube, CLN, Your Hometown Connection. And also, I want to thank some sponsors, the reason why I'm here. I want to thank Ale House 1890, Walker's Shoe Center, Donald Law Office, and Huddle Tire Company. And I want to thank you so much for watching. God bless. Good day.